Imagine this. The electric hum of 1 billion+ hearts, all sort of pulsating with this single unifying hope.
Mm-hmm.
The sheer, unadulterated joy of a whole nation celebrating a World Cup victory in its most beloved sport.
Cricket, yeah. In India, it's everything.
Exactly. And right at the absolute epicenter of that just deafening euphoria, a single individual etched into history, crowned player of the tournament,
Yuvraj Singh.
Yuvraj Singh. He stood there, seemingly invincible, really at the absolute pinnacle of athletic achievement.
Yeah,
And this wasn't some fantasy, right? This was the real, tangible, exhilarating reality for him in 2011.
absolutely. He was crucial.
Indispensable, a destructive batsman, the kind who could turn a match on its head in just a few overs.
And a surprisingly useful bowler, too.
Yeah, a reliable spinner, always seemed to break crucial partnerships just when India needed it most. He looked, well, untouchable.
And you really have to understand the weight, the almost spiritual pressure that comes with a home World Cup in India.
Oh, absolutely.
For so many people there, cricket isn't just a sport. It's completely interwoven with national identity. It's almost like a religion.
Right.
So in that kind of intense crucible of expectation, Yuvraj's brilliance wasn't just remarkable. It felt almost supernatural.
Yeah.
He wasn't just performing under pressure. He was carrying the dreams, the anxieties, the hopes of an entire subcontinent on his shoulders.
Wow.
Every shot he played,
Yeah.
every wicket he took felt like it was part of a collective destiny.
Okay, so let's really unpack this then, because what makes Yuvraj Singh's story not just interesting, but, profoundly compelling is the shocking, hidden reality that was already unfolding beneath all that glory.
Right, while all this was happening.
Yeah, beneath the confetti and the camera flashes, a battle far more brutal, more personal, and infinitely more terrifying than any cricket match he'd ever faced. He was secretly raging inside him. So today, we're taking a deep dive into a narrative that just completely transcends sport. It becomes this testament to unimaginable resilience, raw courage, and really the indomitable human spirit.
Yeah.
It's about a champion who, right at his peak, came face to face with his toughest opponent, but not on the field, off it.
And what's truly transformative here, if you look at the bigger picture, is how his very personal battle, it just went beyond his individual struggle. It became this powerful beacon of hope for so many other people.
Right.
It really redefined what it means to be a hero, extending way beyond just athletic skill on a cricket pitch.
Oh, we'll dig into that.
Yeah, we're going to meticulously look at the incredible, almost cruel timing of it all, the hidden struggles he was going through in silence.
While winning the World Cup.
Exactly. The brutal, life-altering treatment he faced head-on, and the profound, far-reaching impact of his whole journey, not just on his own life, but on the millions he inspired later.
Okay, so our mission today, for you, our listener, is to really extract the profound lessons, the universal insights from his experience.
We want to give you a shortcut, sort of, to understanding the true depth of human perseverance, the extraordinary power of the spirit when it's pushed to its absolute limits.
Yeah, it's more than just cricket.
Way more. This deep dive isn't just recounting cricket history. It's about these universal themes, Adversity, finding hope in the darkest places, and discovering this renewed sense of purpose that resonates with all of us, really, whatever our background.
Absolutely.
So let's set the scene. The absolute zenith of his career. The 2011 Cricket World Cup.
The big one.
Huge, jointly hosted by India, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh.
Yeah.
But for India, the whole nation, it carried this almost unbearable weight of expectation.
Decades of waiting.
Think about it. The country hadn't won the World Cup since way back in 1983.
Kapil Dev's team.
That's nearly 3 decades of anticipation, of near misses, of this national yearning, all culminating in a home tournament. Failure just wasn't an option.
The pressure must have been unbelievable, unlike anything else. Totally. It wasn't just immense. It felt like this culturally seismic event. Every single match wasn't just a game.
No, it was like a national festival, a ritual.
Exactly. Every run, every wicket, cheered by hundreds of millions with this almost spiritual intensity. It was an environment designed to just break even the toughest athletes.
And it was right in that extraordinary pressure cooker, that cauldron of national hopes, that Yuvraj Singh didn't just perform. He delivered an absolute masterclass.
He really did.
His individual brilliance through that whole tournament was just unparalleled. He wasn't just a good player fitting in. He was the bedrock of India's campaign.
Yeah.
He really reestablished himself as one of the most destructive middle-order batsmen in the world at that point, could tear apart any attack.
On his day.
But crucially, like you said, he also emerged as this really reliable left-arm spinner.
The partnership breaker.
Consistently, breaking crucial partnerships just when the team needed it. His knack for single-handedly changing the game, bat or ball, made him, well, indispensable.
That's a really key distinction, isn't it? His stats from that tournament are just staggering. They prove his dominance.
Yeah, tell us the numbers.
He scored 362 runs at an average of, wait for it, 90.50.
90.5.
Yeah.
In a World Cup? That's insane.
Right. For a frontline batsman in a tournament like that, an average near 90 is almost unheard of. It means he was consistently making big scores.
Anchoring things, providing impetus.
Exactly. And that included 2 vital centuries against the West Indies and Ireland.
Okay.
But he wasn't just a batting machine. He also took 15 wickets.
15. As a part-timer.
Making him, astonishingly, the leading wicket taker among all the part-time bowlers in the whole tournament.
Wow, so a top batsman and the best part-time bowler.
Think about that. His all-round brilliance, contributing massively with both bat and ball in pretty much every game, was just instrumental in India's success, their march to the final.
He was like 2 elite players rolled into one.
Exactly. A strategic nightmare for any opponent.
And this really drives home how irreplaceable he was. A genuine 2-in-1 asset.
Yeah.
In ODIs, having someone who can genuinely impact the game so much in multiple ways isn't just nice to have. It's a game changer strategically.
Absolutely.
Yuvraj wasn't just filling a spot. He was excelling in both roles, often outperforming specialists.
Which speaks volumes about his condition at the time, right?
Oh, absolutely. It points to an extraordinary level of peak physical and mental conditioning. A finely tuned athlete absorbing the relentless demands of a month-long tournament.
Executing under that insane pressure.
And consistently delivering against the world's best. It's this rare mix of raw talent, hard work, and just incredible willpower.
And then came the defining moment, the crescendo. The World Cup final, April 2, 2011, Wankhede Stadium, Mumbai.
Iconic. The atmosphere must have been electric.
Unbelievable. Sri Lanka set a challenging 275. India's chase. Well, it started nervously, 31 for 2. Key batsman gone early.
Oh, wow. Tense.
Very. Yuvraj came in at that crucial point. Now, his score in the final wasn't huge, 21 runs off 21 balls before he got out. But his presence, his calm under that immense pressure, his ability to just absorb that early shock, it was vital in stabilizing the innings.
Right, stemming the tide.
Yeah, he stopped the flow of wickets, let the next guy settle, and laid the groundwork for what Dhoni and Gambhir did later.
That shows maturity, doesn't it? Understanding what the team needs, not just personal flashiness.
Totally. It was a testament to that.
And it's true, his contribution there was about holding firm, building that platform, not the usual fireworks he was known for.
Yeah.
That's the mark of a true champion, right? Connecting this to the bigger picture, it shows how even small, less spectacular contributions in those high-stakes moments.
And be absolutely critical.
Exactly. It wasn't about personal glory for him then. It was about the team winning. Shows that selfless dedication. He read the game perfectly.
And then, the moment etched into a billion memories. Captain MS Dhoni hitting that legendary winning 6.
Oh, yeah. Unforgettable.
Yeah.
Set the whole country into delirium.
Sealed India's second World Cup. Unleashed just pure, unbridled euphoria everywhere. The celebrations were wild, spilling out of the stadium onto every street.
Amazing scenes.
And amidst all that totally deserved adulation, Yuvraj Singh was rightly named Player of the Tournament.
Absolutely deserved. Fitting recognition.
For his outstanding, consistent, indispensable contributions through the whole thing, he really seemed to have the world at his feet.
A hero, a champion, global icon.
Yeah. And this is where the narrative takes that completely unexpected, almost heartbreaking turn. Because beneath all that glory, that public adoration, that peak performance, a much darker, insidious, hidden battle was already underway.
Right, a secret fight.
A secret fight totally unknown to the adoring crowds that would ultimately dwarf any challenge he'd ever faced on a cricket pitch.
It's such a stark contrast, isn't it? Even as he was leading India to victory, pushing his body to the absolute limit.
He was experiencing really concerning health issues.
Yeah, and not minor stuff either. He was coughing persistently, sometimes alarmingly, bringing up blood.
Wow.
And on top of that, struggling profoundly with breathing, especially during intense physical activity. These were major red flags.
In any other situation, you'd think that would trigger immediate medical checks.
Absolutely. But the incredible thing, which really makes you think about how we rationalize things under pressure,
Yeah.
is how easily these severe symptoms got masked. The punishing physical demands of the tournament, that intense pressure of a home World Cup.
Made it easy to blame fatigue. Stress.
Exactly. Even for an elite athlete like him, it might have seemed logical to attribute these alarming signs to just being exhausted and stressed out.
It's almost unbelievable he was performing at that level, winning matches, while his body was screaming that something was terribly wrong inside.
It speaks to that kind of tunnel vision, doesn't it? Where the external goal just overrides all the internal alarms.
Yeah.
And this is such a crucial point, beyond just sports.
Yeah.
It highlights a universal human tendency, right? We tend to rationalize discomfort, minimize alarming signals, especially when we're under huge external pressure or committed to a big goal.
That's true. We all do it.
It's not just athletes. Think about ignoring burnout before a deadline, or blaming aches on just getting older.
Yeah. Or just being busy.
Yuvraj's story, in its extremity, is a powerful reminder of how easily our minds trick us into prioritizing external demands over critical internal alarms, and the potential cost of that.
He confirmed this himself later, didn't he? Said something quite revealing.
Yeah, he was strikingly candid. He said, quote, "During the World Cup, I was vomiting after every game, and sometimes there was blood while coughing. I had no idea what was wrong with me. I thought it was just the pressure and exhaustion from the tournament."
Wow. That just perfectly captures how those serious red flags were dismissed. Not just by him, probably, but everyone around him caught up in the moment.
The euphoria of winning just overshadowed the grim reality of his health. He pushed through unimaginable distress for the team, for the country.
And the symptoms didn't just go away after the celebrations ended, right?
Yeah. No, crucially, they didn't. After the parades and accolades faded, his condition didn't improve. In fact, the cough, the breathing issues, the overwhelming fatigue, they persisted and actually got worse.
Which really underlines your point.
Yeah, it emphasizes how even seemingly common symptoms, if they're persistent and don't fit simple explanations like stress or fatigue, absolutely demand thorough investigation.
A vital lesson in listening to your body.
Definitely. Even when the world is shouting distractions. For Yuvraj, dismissing those early symptoms meant a dangerous delay, allowing the real cause to silently grow.
So what this all meant was that those comprehensive medical tests, maybe deferred during the World Cup excitement, were now desperately needed.
The fatigue explanation just wasn't holding up anymore.
Right, and what those tests finally revealed, well, it changed absolutely everything, shattered that illusion of the invincible athlete, catapulted him into a fight for his life.
And that devastating truth finally arrived in January 2012.
After those tests, the ones that went deeper, Yuvraj Singh got the news that just changed his life forever.
The diagnosis.
He was diagnosed with mediastinal seminoma, a rare, aggressive form of cancer.
And to really grasp the gravity, you need the specifics. It's not common, and its location made it especially alarming.
Where exactly was it?
The tumor had grown to about 14 centimeters.
Yeah.
Roughly the size of a cricket ball.
Wow, a cricket ball.
And it was pressing directly against his lungs and, critically, his heart.
Ah, so that explains the breathing problems.
Perfectly. It paints this chilling picture of the silent, life-threatening battle he was fighting, hidden from view, even while being celebrated as a hero.
And the rarity just adds to the shock, right?
Absolutely. Seminoma usually hits men between 25 and 35. Yuvraj was 30, right in that range.
All right.
But mediastinal seminoma is found in that space between the lungs, mediastinum. They're much less common and generally harder to treat than testicular seminomas, which people might know more about.
Why hard?
Well, the mediastinum is complex, delicate. It's crowded with vital organs, heart, major blood vessels, esophagus. Makes diagnosis and treatment inherently riskier, more complicated.
So, medically speaking.
Medically, the sheer audacity of this diagnosis is striking. Rare type, complex location near vital organs. It added layers of challenge. Not a simple case. And this type can grow fast, making that earlier delay even more concerning.
Just imagine being at the absolute peak of your career, achieve this lifelong dream,
Player of the tournament.
and then in a quiet doctor's office, you get news that feels like a death sentence. That was his reality.
He talked about it later with real honesty.
Yeah, he said, quote, When you hear the word cancer for the first time, you really get scared. I was like, how can this happen to me? I'm an international cricketer. I'm fit. I don't drink. I don't smoke. But cancer doesn't look at all that.
That quote just nails the disbelief, the feeling of betrayal by his own body, shattering that identity of the invincible athlete.
And it really raises that bigger question, doesn't it?
About the indiscriminate nature of diseases like cancer. Absolutely.
Yeah. It challenges our comforting idea that peak fitness or healthy lifestyle guarantees immunity.
His story is a humbling reminder that anyone can be vulnerable, regardless of how fit or successful they seem. It highlights that certain vulnerabilities are just part of being human.
And the cruel, bitter irony of the timing, it just can't be overstated.
Mere months before, he's riding the highest wave of World Cup glory.
Adored by a nation, player of the tournament.
Now, instead of prepping for the next series, he's facing this intensely private, life-threatening battle, far tougher than any cricket match.
The contrast between global triumph and private devastation is just heartbreaking. It defines his story.
It's the ultimate juxtaposition. A jarring pivot from the highest highs to the terrifying lows of fighting for survival. The timing amplified the strain unimaginably. The celebration barely ended before the struggle began. Shows the fragility of it all.
So the diagnosis was devastating, a gut punch. But as we know, it was just the beginning of his fight. Next, we need to unpack that brutal journey of treatment. The sheer grit it took. A fight that makes any sporting contest just pale in comparison.
Right. His battle for life began immediately, with real urgency.
He was quickly sent to leading specialists in the U.S., right? Boston, Indianapolis?
Yeah, renowned medical centers, top oncologists. He underwent 3 intensive cycles of chemotherapy.
And chemo. It's not gentle, it's an aggressive assault.
Exactly. It's vital to understand how it works and why it takes such a toll. Chemo is systemic, travels through the whole body.
To shrink the tumor and kill stray cells?
Precisely. But the drugs are potent, and they don't discriminate. They attack rapidly dividing cells great against cancer, but also hits healthy, fast-dividing cells.
Like hair follicles, gut lining, bone marrow.
Exactly. That's why the side effects are so profound and debilitating.
And the side effects he experienced were severe, just as you'd expect.
Extreme fatigue, right. Bone-deep exhaustion.
Yeah, leaving him unable to get out of bed sometimes. Debilitating nausea, constant vomiting.
Complete hair loss, too, which is often very traumatic visually.
And a severely compromised immune system, making him vulnerable to infections.
Or an athlete whose body is their entire livelihood, their instrument.
A systematic deterioration must have been incredibly hard to accept, physically and mentally. Seeing his strength, his image just stripped away daily.
It's a particularly acute form of torment for an elite athlete. Imagine dedicating your life to honing your body into this fine-tuned machine.
Only to have it systematically broken down by the treatment meant to save you.
It's a profound, contradictory disconnect. Requires superhuman mental fortitude just to endure that daily assault on your physical self. Muscle, energy, all depleted.
He admitted how brutal it was. Said something like,
Yeah, quote, "The treatment was very tough. There were days when I couldn't get out of bed. I lost all my hair, I lost weight, and I was constantly exhausted. There were moments when I wondered if I would ever be able to play cricket again, or even if I would survive."
wow, that just lays bare the vulnerability, the despair, the uncertainty. A testament to the endurance needed.
And that quote really brings us to the mental battle, which, as he hinted, was just as tough, maybe even tougher than the physical one.
He wasn't just fighting the disease physically.
No, he was confronting his own mortality, directly. Processing the potential end of his cricket career, the thing that defined his identity, his purpose.
The uncertainty of treatment, no guarantees, fear of recurrence. That must be psychologically crushing, way beyond any cricket match pressure.
And that's the stark contrast with his old life. On the field, there are objectives, opponents. Effort usually leads to results, a world of control.
But cancer treatment, no control.
Exactly. You're at the mercy of the disease, the drugs, your body's unpredictable response.
Yuvraj noted that himself, didn't he?
He articulated it beautifully. The mental aspect was tougher than the physical treatment. With cancer, you're completely dependent on the treatment and your body's response. You can't control the outcome through effort alone. It's an almost unbearable psychological weight.
Yet during this darkest period, he found inspiration somewhere unexpected.
Lance Armstrong's book, right? It's not about the bike.
Yeah, he said he read it like 5 times during treatment, found solace, strength in it.
Now, obviously, we have to acknowledge the later issues with Armstrong's legacy, the doping.
Yeah.
It's important context.
Absolutely. A regrettable part of sports history. But for Yuvraj, then, in that desperate, vulnerable moment.
Armstrong's story of overcoming cancer and returning to win the Tour de France,
Yeah.
it offered crucial hope.
Yeah, the hope that life after cancer was possible, that excelling again, even at the highest level, was achievable. It was a psychological lifeline, a blueprint for fighting back.
It really speaks to that fundamental human need for stories of triumph over adversity, even if the messenger is flawed later.
Right.
For Yuvraj, that story provided a framework for hope, a tangible example. That kind of psychological scaffolding, believing in a possible future, is often as vital as the medical treatment itself.
Gives you a mental blueprint when your body feels out of control.
Exactly.
And crucially, he wasn't alone in this fight. His support system was vital.
Immense support, right? Family, friends, teammates.
Even opponents, fans worldwide, the BCCI, India's cricket board, ensured he got the best care.
Teammates, coaches checking in, offering encouragement. That network must have been an anchor.
Providing emotional stability, practical help when he was most vulnerable.
Yeah, the importance of a strong support system to serious illness can't be overstated. It combats the isolation, the despair.
It shows even high performers need their community in crisis.
And that collective belief in his recovery likely boosted his own strength too.
His grit through chemo was immense, a testament to his will. But the fight wasn't over.
No, the long, arduous road to recovery, physical and mental, was just beginning.
So after finishing chemo in April 2012, the immediate threat was gone. Cancer eliminated, huge relief.
Unimaginable relief, but not an instant return to normal or to peak fitness.
No way. His body needed significant patient time to heal, to regain strength after being ravaged by treatment.
Victory over cancer was step one. The journey back to life, back to cricket, was a whole new challenge.
And this point is so critical for understanding cancer recovery.
Right, it's multi-phase. Not just no disease, but the slow, painful, exhausting process of rebuilding what was lost.
The weakness after chemo makes returning to international cricket seem almost impossible.
Muscles atrophied, lung capacity down, endurance shattered. For a normal person, impossible. Even for him, a monumental task.
So his journey shifted from treatment to methodical, painstaking rehab.
Couldn't just jump back into training like after a regular injury.
Had to rebuild fitness from ground zero. Basic exercises, gradually increasing intensity.
This is a guy who, a year before, was one of the most athletic, powerful cricketers globally. Explosive hitting, lightning fielding.
Now starting from scratch. Relearning basic movements, pushing through pain and fatigue far beyond normal soreness.
And this highlights that question about defining recovery. It's not just no disease. It's the slow grind of regaining lost muscle, endurance, confidence in your body.
It required immense physical effort, but also extraordinary patience and determination.
Yuvraj conveyed that challenge himself. He said, quote, "I had to learn to walk properly before I could think about running. My fitness levels had dropped significantly, and I had to be patient with my body. There were days when I felt frustrated because simple exercises that used to be easy were now incredibly challenging."
Like walking upstairs or a short jog.
Yeah. A stark reminder of the sheer effort involved. True grit.
And despite all these huge setbacks, the frustration, the exhaustion, the mental hurdle of starting over, his determination never wavered.
Driven by that burning desire to get back on the field.
But it wasn't just about playing again, was it? It was about proving something much bigger.
Right. He wanted to return to the highest international level, compete with the best, show the world that cancer survivors could not only live normal lives,
but could excel, push boundaries, prove what was possible after such a diagnosis. His return became a symbol.
that unwavering determination, that internal fire. That's the mark of exceptional people. A vision beyond the immediate pain, fueled by personal purpose and this desire to set an example.
Not just self-recovery, but becoming a beacon for others.
Exactly.
And so after months of that grueling, soul-testing rehab, pushing body and mind to the limit, the day finally came.
The comeback. The world held its breath.
August 14th, 2012. Just 8 short months after finishing that intense cancer treatment. Almost unbelievable. Yuvraj Singh walked out to bat for India again.
T20 International against New Zealand in Chennai.
The moment was just charged with palpable emotion, not just for him, but for millions worldwide who'd followed his journey.
It's hard to overstate the magnitude of that moment. More than just a cricket match. A symbolic event, a testament to resilience, live on TV globally.
The whole cricketing world watched, holding its breath, willing him on. His presence alone was a victory.
As he walked to the crease, onto that field again, the air was thick. Then, spontaneously.
The whole crowd got to their feet. Standing ovation that seemed to last forever. You could feel the emotion radiating from the stands, respect, admiration, shared hope. Yuvraj later revealed how deep his feelings were. Quote, "I had tears in my eyes when we were fielding. Luckily, the cameras did not catch it. Walking out to bat for India again was one of the most emotional moments of my life. I had dreamed of this moment during the darkest days of my treatment when I couldn't even get out of bed."
Imagine dreaming of that exact moment, grass underfoot, bat in hand, while fighting for your life in a hospital bed, unsure if you'll ever see a field again.
It speaks volumes about the human spirit, the power of dreams.
It wasn't just the physical return. It was reclaiming his identity, fulfilling that dream almost snatched away. A profound personal triumph over his toughest opponent. A public declaration of defiance.
In that comeback innings, he scored 34 runs off 26 balls.
Okay, not a century, but...
But within those 34 runs, you saw glimpses of the old aggression, powerful boundaries, that familiar swagger.
Right.
And while India lost that match narrowly, for Yuvraj, it was a victory far greater than any cricket result.
Absolutely. He proved it to himself and the world.
That a cancer diagnosis isn't the end of dreams. That with determination, treatment, support, life can return to normal, even allow you to excel again.
In connecting that to the bigger picture, it wasn't about the scorecard that day. It was proving a point that resonated way beyond cricket.
Yeah.
Demonstrating that dreams endure, life can thrive despite huge odds. A tangible beacon of hope for anyone battling their own struggles. It shifted the narrative from survivor to thriver.
Life after such an ordeal can be lived with renewed purpose.
Exactly.
And this comeback wasn't just a personal triumph. It irrevocably transformed his purpose, amplified his voice in ways he probably never imagined before the diagnosis.
Yeah, his battle with cancer profoundly altered his outlook.
It wasn't just cricket anymore. His perspective broadened. He famously said, "With that wisdom born from suffering."
What was the quote?
Quote, "Cancer taught me that cricket is not everything in life. There are bigger battles that people fight every day."
That realization, born from personal suffering, gave him this new, compelling purpose beyond the boundary ropes.
And what's striking is how quickly he pivoted from personal survival to societal impact.
His public battle gave him this unique platform, and he was clearly determined to use it effectively, ensure his suffering served a greater good.
Transform pain into purpose.
A powerful example of turning trauma into collective hope.
And that purpose took concrete form in 2012. He established the Yuvraj Foundation.
Later renamed the Yuvraj Singh Foundation.
Yeah. He saw his public journey gave him this unique chance to help others facing similar challenges. Determined that no one should face cancer alone or without the knowledge and support he found.
And the foundation's focus is so vital. Early detection and treatment, especially for economically disadvantaged people in India.
Addresses a critical gap, right? Where awareness is low, access to care limited.
Exactly. His lived experience gave him this authentic, resonant voice to advocate for those who might suffer in silence or couldn't afford life-saving tests or treatment. It's systemic, not just individual aid.
And the impact of Yuvraj has been remarkable.
Helped thousands, right? Financial support, awareness campaigns, research funding.
An incredible legacy of compassion and action, and this is where it gets truly profound.
How personal adversity fuels broader social impact.
Exactly. Turning a personal struggle into a literal lifeline for thousands. Not just surviving, but thriving and lifting others up. Transforming an ordeal into an instrument for public good.
It's a powerful illustration of post-traumatic growth on a societal scale. His journey became a collective resource.
Actively working to reduce stigma, promote early intervention.
And ultimately saving lives. Converting personal suffering into profound public good, inspiring a nation.
His advocacy was and is hugely impactful, but remarkably, his cricket story wasn't quite over either.
He kept fighting on the field with that new perspective.
And his return wasn't just symbolic, it was effective. He continued as a crucial player for years after his comeback.
Proving his resilience and skill weren't diminished.
Played vital roles in India's 2013 Champions Trophy win. Remained key in limited overs until his retirement in 2019. Not just ceremonial, he was still formidable.
And the 2013 Champions Trophy win in England has extra significance, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, England and the medical expertise accessed via the U.S. centers where he was treated. It was the very place he battled for his life.
Right.
To return there after all that suffering and contribute decisively to another major trophy win, adds another layer of symbolic power.
turning struggle into renewed triumph, testament to his fortitude.
And he spoke candidly about that shift in perspective on pressure after cancer.
Yeah, the famous quote, "Every time I walked out to bat after my comeback, I felt like I was playing with nothing to lose. After fighting for my life, cricket pressure seemed manageable in comparison."
It speaks volumes, doesn't it? How a life-or-death experience reframes everything.
The pressure of a game, even a huge international match.
It becomes almost trivial compared to fighting for your existence. A profound psychological liberation unburdened him from typical anxieties.
He'd faced the ultimate fear. Everything else paled. Ironically, maybe it made him even more fearless as a player.
Could well have done. It's a powerful reminder for all of us, really. What we see as pressure, daily work, life is often relative to our biggest struggles.
Facing mortality makes other things less daunting. He played with a newfound freedom.
Exactly. Almost like playing with pure enjoyment, unburdened by expectations or fear of failure, because he'd already conquered the ultimate internal battle.
Allowed him to play with that audacious confidence. Incredibly effective. He truly understood the value of every moment on the field.
So Yuvraj Singh's story, it's not just cricket, captivating as that is.
And not solely about cancer, harrowing as that was.
It's about a much broader, deeply resonant legacy that continues to inspire millions.
His courageous openness about his diagnosis, treatment, recovery, it had this transformative impact on cancer awareness in India.
A country where discussing cancer was often taboo, shrouded in silence, fear, stigma.
Exactly. His high-profile public battle brought the disease into the mainstream national conversation. He broke down barriers with his honesty.
That's absolutely critical. His public disclosure was a powerful catalyst. Destigmatized cancer nationally, showed it could affect anyone fit, famous, anyone.
And more importantly, his story sent that clear message. Early detection and proper treatment can lead to full recovery.
Directly combating the fatalism and despair that often surrounded the disease there. Replaced fear with hope.
And the tangible impact was measurable. Medical professionals across India noted a significant jump in cancer screenings and consultations after he went public.
People too fearful or ashamed before were encouraged to seek help.
And his willingness to discuss the challenges of treatment helped prepare other patients, offered a roadmap, solidarity.
Which raises that profound question for all of us, right?
About how personal adversity, navigated with courage and purpose,
transforms not just an individual's life, but the whole societal conversation around those challenges.
Yeah.
Yuvraj's story is an amazing case study. Personal trauma transmuted through resilience into a powerful force for public good, systemic change, saving lives, inspiring action.
So today, he's remembered not just as one of India's finest cricketers, a legend, a World Cup hero,
but maybe more enduringly as this symbol of raw courage, resilience, boundless hope.
His story transcends sport, becomes universal, one of sport's most compelling narratives, a tale of triumph over adversity that resonates with anyone facing their own battles.
That journey. World Cup hero, cancer patient facing mortality, comeback champion, defying expectations. It's extraordinary.
And he summed up his own legacy hope beautifully.
What did he say?
"I want people to remember me as someone who never gave up. Whether it is on the cricket field or in the hospital, I always believe that with determination and the right support, any challenge can be overcome."
That just distills the powerful, inspiring essence of his whole message.
So what does this incredible deep dive into Yuvraj Singh's life mean for you, our listener? It's a powerful reminder, isn't it? That our greatest victories often come not from avoiding challenges, but from facing them head on.
With unwavering belief in our ability to persevere, find support.
And ultimately not just survive life's trials, but truly, profoundly thrive afterwards.
So consider this as you go about your day. If one of the world's most elite athletes, peak prowess, can face what felt like a death sentence, that tumor pressing on his heart.
And not only overcome it, but turn that terror into a platform bringing hope, awareness, aid to thousands.
What seemingly insurmountable tumors or challenges exist in our own lives, professional or personal. Challenges that, maybe with courage, determination, and a changed perspective on what really matters. We too can not only overcome, but transform into our greatest purpose.